Assalamu alaikum. Today on Nur-An Academy, we discuss the concept of amana, or sacred trust. If you benefit, please support by subscribing and sharing as a sadaqah. All right, let's get right into it.
You know that phrase, right? It's not my fault. We've all heard it. Heck, we've probably all said it at some point. Oh, someone else will take care of it. And look, it's a totally normal human reaction when things get tough or something goes wrong. But, and this is a big but, what if that one little phrase is actually the seed for a mindset that holds us back? A mindset that really limits our potential, not just in this life, but in the next.
Yeah, that's right. That whole mindset of just pushing responsibility away, it's a recipe for mediocrity. It is the absolute enemy of excellence, of ihsan, which is such a core principle in our faith. You see, Islam gives us a much, much stronger way to think about this. It gives us a powerful alternative to this whole culture of avoidance. And that alternative? It's a beautiful, profound concept called amana.
So, let's dive deep into this. What does amana actually mean? We're going to really unpack this principle of trust and see how it completely flips the script on how we look at every single thing we have to do.
Okay, look at the difference here. It's all in the words we use. The way a lot of us are taught to think is to just pass responsibility. You know, like a hot potato, get it off your plate, make it someone else's problem. But the Islamic view, it's totally different. It's about carrying a trust. See that shift? It's not something you're trying to get rid of. It's something you hold, something you honor and protect. One is about avoidance, the other is about building excellence. So what is amana, really? Well, at its very core, amana is the sacred trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places on you. And let's be clear, this is so much bigger than just a task your boss gives you or a favor for a friend. Every single responsibility you have, big or small, is seen as a trust coming directly from the law. When you think of it that way, wow, it just changes the weight and the honor of everything you do. And this isn't some abstract theological idea. It's incredibly practical. It weaves into every part of our day. Amana means your time. That's a trust. Don't waste it. The skills and talents you have, that's a trust. Use them for good. Your role as a student, a parent, an employee, you guessed it, it's a sacred trust. And what this does is it completely changes your why. You're no longer doing things just because someone is watching. You're doing them because Allah Himself has entrusted you.
Okay, I know this can all sound a bit big and abstract, so let's bring it down to earth. I've got a really simple analogy that I think makes this idea of trust in action crystal clear.
Okay, picture this. You're in a relay race, and all day long, life is just handing you these batons, one after another.
So what are these batons? Well, they're your time. They're all those things on your to-do list. They're your unique talents, the knowledge you have. Each one is a baton, and it's being placed right into your hand.
And amana? It's simple. Don't drop the baton. That's it. It's about grabbing that responsibility, holding it tight, carrying it with care, and seeing it all the way through to the end. Because, think about it, in a real race, if you drop the baton, the whole team suffers. But when you carry it well, everyone moves forward together.
And when you start living like this, it has this incredible ripple effect on your character. I mean, it's huge. You start building reliability, people just know they can count on you. It creates professional excellence in everything you touch. It gets you ready for leadership because what is leadership if not managing trust? And maybe most importantly, it builds this deep, solid inner confidence because you know you're someone who honors their commitments. People naturally trust a person like that, and that trust, well, that trust opens doors.
All right, this next part, this is probably the most important mindset shift we're going to talk about. This is where we take our whole perspective up a level. We need to stop seeing responsibility as a chore and start seeing it for what it truly is, an honor. Just look at this contrast, it's night and day. The world's view, it tells you responsibility is a burden, right? It's this heavy thing that just weighs you down. But Islam? Islam teaches the exact opposite. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's a source of dignity. It's a badge of honor. And this right here is the heart of the matter. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a trust, whether it's a project, a family, a certain skill, it's basically a divine vote of confidence. He is saying, I know you can handle this. We know that Allah doesn't burden a soul with more than it can bear. So the very fact that you have this trust means He has already deemed you capable. It's not a weight meant to crush you. It's an honor meant to lift you up. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we make this a real practical shift in our daily lives? Well,
It all starts with changing that little voice inside our heads and never forgetting where we're all headed.
So from this day forward, let's make a deal. Let's stop asking, who else can do this? Or how can I get out of this? No more. Instead, when a new trust lands in our lap, the very first question we ask ourselves should be, how can I carry this with excellence? Just that one tiny change in the question. It changes absolutely everything. It takes you from a defensive crouch to a position of proactive, honorable ownership.
And we have to keep the end in mind. We have to. Because one day we will all stand before our Creator, and every single trust He gave us, every hour of our life, every talent we had, every role we held, it will all be there, and it will speak. It will testify about how we handled it. That is the final accountability for our amana.
So let's leave it with this final thought. Real greatness, in this life and the next, it doesn't just come from talent or from getting a lucky break. It begins at the exact moment we decide to take trust seriously. It begins with amana.
Presented and created by Norn Studio.